Kitzur Shulchan Rav Avadia, Hilchos Shabbos. Mishachachas lahatik. We're in the middle of the laws of lighting candles Erev Shabbos. One who forgot to light. Isha shechashkol averich kutam lakas neres. A woman that forgot to make a bracha before she lit the candles. V'niskir be'emtzat laka. She remembered middle of the lighting. Chayla averich lahatik ner shel Shabbos. She can make the bracha right there on the spot. Lahatik ner shel Shabbos. She calls Shalom in Sama mitzvah, as long as she has not finished the mitzvah, Choshev Shaper Eifel Asisan. It's still considered as before she doing the mitzvah, and therefore she can still make the bracha. Minhu, however, Im Lo Nizka Al Shetzimel Hat L'Kol Neis Hat Laka. She didn't remember to make the bracha until she finished lighting all the candles. Shuv Ein Lo Levarch, she should not make the bracha. And you don't make the bracha. She forgot to have the lights on in honor of Shabbos. This could be Ben HaShmoshes, and she remembered, like Ben HaShmoshes, which is the time period before, as we've mentioned before, between Shkia and Tzais, when it's a suffix, it's a doubt if it's day or night. It's permitted for the tell to a guy to turn on the lights and to light the candles in honor of Shabbos. Fight the fair klal, and she should not make the bracha at all. If she forgot to light candles of either wax or oil, the electric light was on. And then she's not able to tell a guy to light the either wax or oil candles. Given bias ma'or, since there's light in the house, and to tell a guy to light the candles is a shvus which is forbidden. It's us to do so. Only in the case where there's no light at all, in such a case, is it permitted.
So just to understand, you're saying that if she forgot to put the light on,
yeah,
Ben of Shmashot, after she's lit the candles,
she didn't light. No, she
didn't light the
she
candles.
She didn't have the electric light or on, and she didn't light the candles either. None of them. Meaning, if she doesn't have anything, if no guy does anything, she can't do anything herself because it's after Shkia.
Yeah.
And if she doesn't have a guy do anything, then it'll be dark.
Right.
So in that case, she could tell a guy to turn on the light, the electric light, and light the candles as well.
And she can light the candle?
Not her, the guy. The guy
can light the candle for her?
Yeah.
How can he light the candle for her? Because
she could tell her she needs light. It's dark in the house.
No, but she can't say bracha.
No, that's right. That's what that's the man says. She should not make the bracha. But since there's no light at all, he could turn on the light and light the candles. But if there's already the electric light is already lit, so she's going to have to light in the house. So then she can't tell the guy to light the candle.
I see.
Isha shechol leil tefilasa b'leil Shabbos. A woman who the night of her going to the mikvah falls out on Shabbos. Vi misachzu for chayfefetz bechamim beveis hamerchat koten tefilasa. And she washes herself and bathes in hot bath in the bathhouse before she goes into the mikvah. It's better that her husband light and bench the Shabbos candles. Or she make a condition before she lights the candles. She does not accept upon herself Shabbos with the lighting of the candles until she finishes washing her and bathing in hot water.
I didn't think there was a mikveh for on Friday.
Well, sometimes, if the day when they become clean, they're supposed to go to the mikveh. That happens to be Friday, then I don't know, maybe some communities they don't have, but seemingly there are certain, if the Maran's breaking this, obviously certain communities they do go to the mikvah, and it's not an issue.
Right.
Saying in this case, again, in Ashkenazi communities, it's more severe. They say they say that only a man can make a light conditionally, and a woman can't. So, but Rabbi Avadia holds that a woman could make the condition, and therefore she can make this condition, and not accept in Shabbos. But if she can go to the mikvah right before Shabbos. The place of where the candles should be lit. The candles that should be in the place in the dining room or where they're going to eat, or the place where they use regularly, the parlor where people hang out, they relax, gather together. But if you're going to light the candles in a place where in a room that's not used in regularly, that there's no obligation to have light there, because if there won't be light there in that room, since it's not really used, it'll be perfectly fine. No one will miss it being lit. In that case, the lighting candles in that room doesn't help to be yotze the mitzvah of lighting candles for Shabbos. Isha chayla a woman who's sick or a woman in childbirth who just gave birth, she's lying in her bed. They could bring for her before the candles to be lit for Shabbos and put it either in a chair or a stool before her. She bench and light the candles. And then they could take the candles from there and put in the room where they're going to eat. This what people do, the way how they conduct themselves in hotels, what they usually do in hotels. Shulchan to put a table aside in the hallway. And all the women that are staying in the hotel for Shabbos, they light the candles and make the bracha on this table. In the other rooms, there's only the electric light. The bracha on these candles over there in the hallway is a bracha of atala, which is something we don't do. It's a bracha for no reason that doesn't accomplish anything, which is forbidden to do, say. And particularly since the main honor and pleasure of Shabbos, the Einik Shabbos, which is the reason why we light candles in honor of Shabbos, is meant to be in the place where the Suda will be, where the meal will be. Therefore, if it's not possible to light candles in the room that they're staying because of suspect of a fire might break out, for whatever reasons the hotel might have to forbid lighting candles in the rooms. They should just turn on the light of the electric light for Shabbos and make the bracha then. And if it's already on, turn it off and then turn it back on and make the bracha. Shabbos, a woman that lit the Shabbos candles. And after she lit the candles for Shabbos, she feels thirsty. She may drink water to quench her thirst. Or could she even drink tea or coffee without a problem. As long as the sun has not gone down.
What was the problem with that? What would have been the problem with that?
because once you accept upon yourself Shabbos, you're not allowed to eat or drink until you make Kiddush. Saying in this case, as long as it's still daylight, for short daylight outside, it's not an issue, and you could drink water, even tea and coffee. Even according to the opinion that says that with lighting candles you automatically accept Shabbos, even according to those opinions, it's not an issue to drink water, tea, or coffee. Shmanim for psilos, oils and wicks. Psilos shemadlikim bal chavet Shabbos. The wicks that we use in order to light them in honor of Shabbos, tzrichli is psila and nimshechas achar shemen shetadlik yava. Need to be wicks that draw the oil out lit. Meaning that is the fire that draws that's drawn from the oil on the wick should be a nice fire, a nice bright fire, even fire. And so do the oils that we use them for Shabbos. Should be oil that the oil is able, that the wick is able to draw from nicely. However, a wick that does not draw after the oil, could come, for example, meshi, a tzemer, like for example, silk or wool, or linen that doesn't draw, that doesn't burn well, doesn't give an even fire. And so to oil that doesn't allow the wick to draw after it well. For example, either castor oil or oil made from the fat of of sheep tail, or tallow. With these oils, we don't light them for Shabbos. We don't use them to light Shabbos candles. So mishum gzeira shema out of concern that maybe there will be a weak light. And he will start playing with the wick in order to get a better fire out of it at the time that he comes to use the light. And our wax candles that surround the wick that we have, it's no issue to use them to light the candles for Shabbos. However, it's more fitting and proper to use oil based candles for shemen size mitzvah. And the best and the most ideal option is to use olive oil. Lighting the candles with cotton. Even according to the sages of the Talmud, we don't light with the cotton. Since we've refined the oil that's fitting, meaning the oils, the basic oil we have these days, it's like fitting, it's clean oil. And therefore the oil draws after the wick well, meaning it allows the wick to give a nice burn and shines brightly. It's fitting and it's not an issue to use cotton wicks in oil these days. And you don't have to be concerned about something that was established by a previous Beis Din, that another later Beis Din is coming to be mat, to make it permissible. Usually it's an issue that if one Beis Din comes and says something is usher, you can't have a later Beis Din unless if it's greater number and power and wisdom to undo what the previous Beis Din says. But he says Maran says here it's not an issue. Shani hacha, here it's different. Shatam shal gzeira yadul kol, because the reason for this gzeira for this rule is known to it's known. Shum she'eina psila nimshechas achav. The reason for this gzeira not to use cotton is because the wick doesn't draw well afterward. And now these days, that the oil has been refined very well. It's very well refined. And as a result, the wick does draw after it well. There's no issue. I can also add that you need another basin to make it permissible. That's only in the beginning, it was only something permissible, asaru, and then the previous basin made it forbidden. Then it stands in it being asur. Only if you had another basin that was greater, that was able to make it permissible again. However, in the beginning was there was a use for it in a mitzvah. And the Chachamim had, for whatever reasons, they had to be bottled this mitzvah. When the reason no longer exists, then you have no reason to continue being to annihilate the mitzvah, to make the mitzvah bottled, that you shouldn't be able to use it. Because now the reason it doesn't exist anymore, so now there's no reason to forbid the mitzvah that you could have done. So now that the reason for not using cotton doesn't exist anymore, so now there's not an issue to use cotton. Also, if so, even here, Shabbos, since it's a mitzvah to light candles on Erev Shabbos and on Erev Shabbos, since the reason for lighting was cotton is batal, doesn't exist anymore. Since these days it's very well refined. Well, different the reason to make it permissible stands on its feet again. Given sheyesh mitzvah, since there's a mitzvah to light with them, and therefore it's not an issue. Paraffin candles that nowadays they shine brightly, like as it's fitting. You don't have to change them. You don't have to do anything with them while you light them. According to the whole world, it's permissible to light them in Arnav Shabbos. One who lights Shabbos candles needs to light most of the wick that comes out of the candle. So immediately when he moves his hand from the fire, the fire that comes up from it should shine nice, evenly, brightly. But like menorah is Beis Hamikdash, just like the lighting of the menorah in the Beis Hamikdash. Whoever is able to acquire either oil or wax candles, for sure, it's more fitting, and it's better to fulfill the obligation of lighting candles on Shabbos and Yom Tov through this requirement, through these means. Since it's a special recognition that these have been led, particularly in honor of Shabbos and Yom Tov. And fitting to have in mind when the bracha before you light the candle, also to that the bracha should also have an effect, should also be inclusive in the bracha, should be the electric light that you will turn on afterwards. Kol makom, anyhow, b'makom she'ein efshar b'shum pan lahasik nei shemen shava. In a situation where the person is not able to acquire for whatever reasons in any way or any wax or oil candles, you can make a bracha and light through turning on the electric light, and it's not an issue. And through them you're yated the obligation of lighting. A candle that you made a bracha on it and lit it in honor of Shabbos. Also, it's forbidden to touch it. Even if Shabbos has not fully started yet as a result of Shkia, or even if the person has not accepted upon himself Shabbos. Even in such a case, you shouldn't touch it's forbidden to touch the candles. Since the ner has been set aside, the candle has been set aside for the mitzvah, so it becomes muksa. You don't light with the fat of the tail fat or tallow, either, but both if it's congealed or if it's like liquid. And we made it liquid and mixed with kosher oil that's kosher to light with. Then it's not an issue, and since it's mixed with proper oil, then it's not an issue to light with them. You can light with them. For who shall lie chasuv in this kasha, and that's as long as it didn't return back to gel. It's forbidden, if it did return to gel, its gel state, it's forbidden to light with them. I feel like even though it's mixed with other oil. Oils and wicks and oils that the sages have forbidden to light with them. If he did end up lighting with them, if the person did end up lighting with him, also it's forbidden for you to use their light. Even if he had someone to put up a guard to watch over him, then he shouldn't touch the wick, so he shouldn't to try to fix it. And in such a case, it's still forbidden to use the light up from these candles. Even though in regards to the Isser, to read by candle, that the sages forbade to use the candlelight to read. That the sages said that if you have a guard, if you put up a guard to watch over you, that if they notice you getting ready to try to fix the light, the candle, that they'll tell you, you be careful, be mindful not to touch it. In such case, when you light normal candles, the Chacham said it's not an issue. You could use it. You could use the candlelight to read. In this case, when you use something for forbidden oil, something that Chacham said you should not use, and you used it anyways to light, in that case it's different, and the guard does not work. Because the whole entire concept of it being forbidden to read by the light of a candle, because maybe you'll want to fix a candle. It's a very the suspecting of that someone might want to fix a candle. The suspicion of something like this happening, the beginning was a very distant suspicion. but they still, you wanted a yugar just in case. B'shmonim psila she'os la'atlik b'hem ein la'atem mitam zeh l'shtamish b'hem afil like they shemer. So the reason why they made it mutter, they made it permissible if you have a guard, is because in such a case it's a very distant suspicion. But in a case where you're using wicks or oil that's forbidden to use them to begin with, you can't make it permissible just because you have a guard over there. It doesn't work. It doesn't help. Dinya tefillah b'erev Shabbos, the laws of davening on erev Shabbos. Nehagim leimer perek b'amem atlikin. We have the custom saying the perek b'amem atlikin, which is the second perek of Mishnayos in the tractate of Shabbos. Sfardim omim oisa kodem tefillas arvis v'hu hanochen. And Sfardim say this chapter of Bamet Leikin from the tractate of Mishnayos before they daven Ma'ariv on Shabbos night, and this is proper. The custom is not to say the chapter of Bamet Leikin on Yom Tov that falls out of Shabbos. And so you don't say Bamet Leikin on Shabbos of Chanukah. And not on the Shabbos that falls out the middle on Chol Moed, which is the middle of Yom Tov, middle days of Yom Tov, not on the Shabbos that falls out on Yom Tov itself. The chapter of Bamet Leikin, we also say it in the house of a mourner. The cantor who's davening the evening prayers of Ma'ariv, he opens up by saying Ma'ariv on Shabbos by saying Kaddish and singing Kaddish with in honor of Shabbos with a tune. So do the brachas, the blessings that we say of Shema, meaning the two brachas we say before Kriyas Shema. It's good to say them with a pleasant tune and voice. It's good that everyone of the congregation should stand in their place when the Shliach Tzibur says Kadesh. In time when we say Baruch Hashem Le'im Vad, it's good to have in mind to accept the points of the spirit of holiness, of the extra neshama that's imbued upon us in Shabbos, accepted at this time. Tefillas Avish Osleil Shabbos, Tefillas Ma'ariv of Shabbos night, ein pasuk b'pasuk v'hu racham v'chapaven. You don't open up Ma'ariv by saying the pasuk of Hu Racham like we do on the weekdays. And so does the custom not to say it. If you made a mistake on Leil Shabbos and the bracha of Shkivenu, which is the last bracha we say before Shemoneh Esrei, which on Shabbos the version of the bracha is shorter and different than during the week. So if you say it if you forget it, you say the weekly version of the bracha Shkivenu on Shabbos. When he says Baruch Atah Hashem Nisker, when he's about to finish the bracha, he remembers that Shabbos and that he said the wrong blessing. He should finish off the rest of the bracha with the Sukkah Shalom, which is the way how you ended off on Shabbos. Even even though you're able to say that you're not finishing sealing the bracha like the way how the bracha ends, which is what we normally do. Normally, when you make a bracha and you end it off with Baruch Atah Hashem, which is the seal of the bracha, you want to seal the bracha the way how you end off the bracha, which is the last thing you say before you say Baruch Atah Hashem. And even though this is, if you say the weekday Hashkivenu, you end it with the Shabbos, you'll seal it with the Shabbos seal. It's not the seal is not the way how you end it. Even though this is the case, I already seen for Shemer Tzei see, because he's finishing the bracha saying, and you should guard us with our comings and goings. And now he's about to say this, the seal was, and you spread the company of peace. So you're not sealing it the way you ended the bracha. If this is the case, for Eshet Shmira, it's not an issue. Eshet Shmira Chur, Pirs Shalom Chud. Even though there are two different things that talking about being guardian and peace are two separate subjects. In lafkid al kach, you shouldn't pay much attention to it. You shouldn't be makpid on this. Because this concept that the chasima, that the seal needs to be like the way how you end it, does not interfere in b'dei evet once it happens. When the situation is like not under complete control. But Ma'arvis of Shabbos, but B'chon Hashkivenu, in Ma'arv of Shabbos in the Bracha of Hashkivenu, after you say the words for Hagim Badenu, Sayim praise Aleinu al Yishleim Ircha Sukkah Shalom. Baruch Atah Hashem al Peri Sukkah Shalom Aleinu al Kol Amay Yisrael al Yishleim Amen. Ve'ein Lechosim K'may Arvis Shalom Mecha, and you don't seal the bracha like the weekdays, which on the weekdays you say Shemes Amay Yisrael Lad. Shabbos ain't so tzichlin because on Shabbos we don't need a daven for protection. Because Shabbos atzmai he has shemes Yisrael, since Shabbos itself is what protects over us. So therefore we don't need to ask for protection. Nusach anachem praise aleinu sukkah shalom baruch atah Hashem praise sukkah shalom aleinu v'chulu. Proper nusach, the proper way to daven, the proper version of davening the bracha on Shabbos nights is the words praise aleinu sukkah shalom, spread upon us the company of peace, baruch atah Hashem praise sukkah shalom aleinu, and so forth. So this is the version that the Beis Yosef writes in Shulchan Aruch. And so too is in the Shar Kavanas of the Aris al-Hachai. Right? Not like those who say a full version of the bracha and then they end off Sukkah Rachmim V'Shalom. Tfilas Arvis Pilal Shabbos Ayrim V'Ata Kitasha. In the Shemona Esrei of Shabbos night you say Ata Kitasha, you have sanctified. Say in saying that tefillah, the psukim v'chaylu Hashemayim v'aretz, which is the psukim that talks about the first Shabbos and is in the world and part in the end of the 6 days of creation. And he did not say that and he ended the bracha Mekadesh HaShabbos. And we don't make him go back. Those who say there are those who say that the meaning that Ma'ariv in the Shemona Esrei of Arv in the main middle bracha of Shabbos, you say V'yinuchu Va, and you rest in her. Shachos Va you say in him, which is male him. B'micha Vam you say Vam in plural. And the later authorities bring Sheken Goyre Harizal Kaimu Benik. So dude, the Harizal Chai, that's how he did it, said it. So say B'davar, and it's written, and there are deep reasons for this, saying this particular order. Chino minig mare de rosin hoichen bedech harizal tzeket tzedek vracha dafka. So it is the conduct of those who go in the deep ways of the Arizal Hachai, particularly to say at night, bow in feminine language, in the morning and Musaf say bow in masculine terms, and Mincha to say vam in plural. And you should not change this minhag, this conduct. Mincha yom Shabbos says kachecha vinuchu vam. Only that in mincha, instead of saying Shabbos kachecha, you say Shabbos is plural kachecha. You should say kachecha. They should be sanctified. You should rest in them. Here's not going to limit tefillas average below Shabbos for vinuchu va. Those who say, who have the conduct the minhag that by night they say, of night they say vinuchu ba. Shachas v'mincha v'nuchu vay. And Shachas and Mincha, they say v'nuchu vay. They say Nachan Kamosh Kasanu, and more proper is like we've written. Sh'til alay yom va, that night you say va, but yom vay. And by Mincha vam. Yachid ha'marich tefillah k'tzaz, an individual who lends his davening, who extends his davening, he takes his time davening a bit at night. When he's saying Al-Kain Kitzur, which is the last section of Shemona Esrei, says have tefillah at the end of Shemona Esrei. He hears that the congregation is starting to say Vayichulu, which is a constant to say it together. Since you're giving witness on the creation and you want to give it together, like witnesses usually say witness together at the same time. If he's in the middle of Al-Kain Kitzur, you should not stop to answer, say Veichlu together with the congregation. Because this is similar to someone who's still middle of Shemona Esrei, that he doesn't stop to answer Amen of brachas. Therefore, you should not stop to say Veichlu. Only if you're holding in certain shore, you don't stop to answer all brachos, only to Kadesh and Kedusha. Says here you're offline. Check your connection and try again. Yeah. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Wait a moment.
Shakoyach.